Hello and welcome to another York Sports Network broadcast here today. We have some IHSA baseball playoffs here between the St. Charles East Saints and the Wheaton Warrenville South Tigers. We're getting here underway with our first pitch, and that one's going to get in there for a strike, as it is Joey Arend on the mound here for the Saints. Arend delivering. That one's going to be chopped foul over to the left side. That's going to go foul. So now the count is 0-2 for Arend. That one also going to go foul. Going to stay 0-2 here. As Jay Greenspan, the leadoff hitter here for the Tigers. 0-2, that one's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. That one's picked up, fight across the infield, and that's going to be in time for the first out of the game. Good play there from the shortstop.
The third baseman,
Jay Greenspan.
17, Jack Colozzi.
It's a good job by Arend to get the first batter of the out in just three pitches, so it's really effective way. 6'1" left-handed pitcher can get up to 87 with the fastball. He's got a change-up, curveball, and slider, TJ, that you're going to look for him to mix his pitches really well. I think it will be really difficult for Wheaton Warrenville South to get anything going.
That pitch on the outside corner going to be called for strike one. Count now 1-1. Arend looking in for his sign here. Here's the pitch. Slider. That one's going to be chopped off foul by Jack Colozzi.
Yeah, TJ, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Getting ahead early in the count. First two batters, he's been pumping it into the zone there. He gets him to chase the breaking ball and foul it off his foot.
Arend trying to get that outside corner. Going to be in the other batter's box, though. It's going to be ball two for them. Now evens the count up at 2-2 is Colozzi. So wind up in the pitch. Slider gets it by him. That one's going to drop just below the barrel. And there's a strikeout for Joey Arend. Now two outs here in the first inning.
Yeah, TJ, he set that at bat up perfectly. You know, he goes outside. He misses outside with that fastball, but it's okay because he comes back in with a slider that will drop into the middle inside part of the plate. Completely fools Colozzi.
Trying to go to that backdoor slider. That will be ball one. Arend trying to get through this first inning of work. 1, 2, 3. There's a windup in the pitch. That one sneaks its way to the outside corner. He's doing a good job finding that early on here in this first inning.
Yeah, same officiating crew as yesterday when York played TJ, and this, you saw the pitchers take big advantage of that outside part of the plate.
Yeah, when the umpire's giving you that outside corner, pitchers are definitely going to be looking to pound that, as normally high school hitters do struggle with that outside half pitch. Slider, and that one's going to sit him down. That's going to be the third out of the inning, and we're going to wrap up the first half of the first. Still 0-0, 1, 2, 3 inning for Joey Arend. Back here now for the start of the bottom of the first inning. Luke Sherman on the mound here for the Wheaton Warrenville South Tigers. And leading off for the Saints is Jake Greenspin. Sherman looking in for the sign. Delivers the first one. That's a slider. Going to catch the inside part of the plate as he's going to get the first pitch over for a strike.
Yeah, we got a lefty-lefty matchup today, TJ, and look for Sherman to sit in the low to mid-80s, mixing change-up and slider as well.
Second one, Greenspin is late. Going into the dugout. 0-2 now here for Sherman. And the 0-2 fastball down the middle gets him looking. And Sherman's going to start his day off with a strikeout.
Next for the Saints,
yeah, and it just looked like Greenspin there was sitting a slider on that outside part of the plate, and then Sherman just went right down the middle with the fastball. It completely freezes up Greenspin, and he takes the long walk back to the dugout with that looking strikeout.
Good pitch there from Sherman. Doesn't get the call, though. That'll be ball one.
It's in an interesting zone these last few days, and you wonder how that's going to play into things, you know.
Second one be fouled off to the left side. And yeah, kind of like you were saying last night and today, just been kind of everywhere with the zone. Not much consistency to what's being called from behind the plate. So that's definitely going to be a factor here. Batters are going to have to swing at pitches they normally wouldn't swing at. As that goes in for ball two, now 2-1 here to Frosto. The 2-1. That was going to go right back over Sherman's head, trying to make the play. Throw on the run. Scoop can't get it. And Frosto's heading for second base. And he's going to reach there on an error by the shortstop, number 27, James Fiegelson.
Yeah, TJ, it was a tough ground ball. You know, he hit that extremely hard up the middle, and then
number 4, Joey
it's gloved cleanly, which was a really nice job by Chris Myers. And he tries making the sidearm throw, and it's low in the dirt. And unfortunately, Jacob Conover at first base couldn't scoop it out of the dirt. And it rolls all the way to the netting, and now they've got a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning.
First pitch delivered on the outside corner. Not there for ball one, as we now see the pitcher for the Saints batting, Joey Arend.
Yeah, and TJ, I talked about it yesterday for those of you that watched the York and Wheaton North game. Like when Patrick Dillow was hitting third, it's kind of the same thing for Joey Arend. He's just too good of a bat to keep out of the lineup, and that's why he's also doubling as a designated hitter today.
Sherman delivers. That one's going to be fouled back off the backstop, putting the count now to 1-2. One-two count, one out. Runner on second base. Sherman comes home with it. That one's going to be low. Stopped, though, by the catcher, number 27, Mason Mons.
I don't mind that pitch, TJ. I know he missed down low, but you don't really want to give him something he can square up, especially with a man in scoring position and only one out.
Sherman looking for his signs now. And when it comes home, another foul ball back as Joey Arend is staying alive here. Still at 2-2 count. Trying to at least get the runner over here in this at bat to make it a much easier job for the guy behind him.
Well, it's great job by both sides, TJ. You know, Sherman's attacking the zone, but Arend just won't go away. He keeps fouling pitches off.
Sherman coming home with that one. That's going to be a ground ball. That's going to get to the infield. Now coming around second base or third base. That play is not going to be anywhere near close, and St. Charles East is going to get on the board first as Frosto crosses on the Joey Arend single to right field. Now 1-0 over the Tigers.
he's not trying to do too much there, TJ. You know, he just takes what Sherman gives him, and he hits a hard ground ball in that 3-4 hole into right field, and that's an RBI. And, you know, the biggest thing in playoffs is scoring early, and St. Charles East with a quick 1-0 lead with only one away here in the bottom of the first.
Sherman now trying to look to get back on track here and get himself out of this inning with only one run. Ground ball to the first baseman. Going for the double play. Turning it quickly. Myers gets it over to first, but he's safe as McPaul beats out that play. Good hustle by him to make sure that double play doesn't get through. And now that's going to bring up number 27. James Feigelson's going to be batting here now for the Saints with 2 outs.
It was a bit of an awkward swing. Paul just checked his swing, and it hits off the inside part of the bat, and it just slowly rolls to first. It would have been really hard to get a double play there, TJ, but it's a good decision to go to second base first, so you still maintain the force out. Now you got 2 outs.
Sherman's going to come home. That one's going to be low, stopped behind the plate by the catcher, Mason Mons. Trying to keep that runner out of scoring position here for 2 outs for Luke Sherman. Sherman's going to go over to first base. That ball gets by. Runner thought about going, but will decide to stay there. Good hustle there from the first baseman, Jacob Conover, to keep that from keeping the runner from getting over to second base.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Cal Sitar's the courtesy runner for McPaul didn't decide to go. Like if he took out, if he definitely could have gone, but he just hesitated.
That ball's hit hard deep to center field, but getting under that one is the center fielder, number 1, John Jensen. He's going to make the grab, and that's going to end the inning. Only 1 run done by the Saints, so 1-0 lead on 1 hit, 1 error, and an unearned run for Luke Sherman. And that's going to do it here for us for the end of the first inning.
Between innings, thank you.
Back now here for the top of the second inning. St. Charles East leading 1-0 over Wheaton Warrenville South. Aren's going to start that one off with a ball outside. Jason Marinell, the batter. He's DHing today for Luke Sherman. He's going to ask for time and steps out.
That was a really good first inning from Joey Arend. He saw 2 strikeouts. He had great command of the zone early, and he was setting up hitters for his off-speed stuff. But, you know, it's starting as that bet. He's just kind of pitching around him, and that's just not what we saw in the first inning. He would attack in the beginning, and then that's when he would start to go inside, outside.
Going to leave that one upstairs. Now 3-0 count here Favor definitely in Jason Marinel's favor. Most likely going to be a take here, trying to get that run back. And that is going to be a take and a strike. So now 3-1 for Arend. He's trying to battle his way back into this account. That ball's going to be fouled back. Now a full count here. Arend doing a good job at finding the zone here after going 3 straight balls.
Yeah, and TJ now with a full count, I would go right back to that fastball. This time I would elevate it a little bit. Marinel just a tad late in the last one, but he was able to foul it off.
And that one's going to be hit on the ground over to the shortstop. Greensboro makes the throw, and that's going to be the first out of the inning here for the Saints.
Batting next for the Tigers, the center fielder, number 1, John Jensen.
Just a nice play. Arend able to get a relatively simple ground ball for his fielders. Was hit hard, but nothing crazy happened in the field. Like everyone knows in the past, there's been some crazy bounces, but not that time, and it's just a simple 6-3.
Here's the delivery. That one's going to be fouled off once again to the left side. Arend's really been trying to fight the inside part of the plate, trying to saw off these batters, and he's done a good job so far. Nothing really being pulled against him, especially in the lefty-lefty matchups. That one's going to get in there for strike 2. Now a 1-2 count with 1 out.
Yeah, now we went outside with the fastball. You go to a slider that goes even more outside.
Yep, and that's exactly what he did, Connor, but couldn't get Jensen to bite on that one. Now evening up the count here at 2-2.
Yeah, TJ, I know that was a miss, but just kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, he's doing a great job setting up the off-speed stuff. Eventually he's going to get a chase. Just couldn't get it on that last pitch. Just wasn't close enough.
And that's a slider hit up the middle, and that one's going to sneak its way through, getting past the second baseman, Perez. That's going to be a single and a base runner here for Wheaton Warrenville South.
Yeah, it wasn't hit very hard, but it had just enough velocity off the bat for it to carry into shallow right center field, and that's a base hit. Now, you got the tying run on. See how Arend can battle this one off.
Here's the pitch. That one's inside, going to get away from the catcher. Advancing is Jensen. He's now on second base here with just 1 out, so a good opportunity here for the Tigers to get back into this game and tie it up. Arend delivers. That one's going to be fouled back. Count now 1-1.
Wheaton Warrenville South really needs someone to step up here. A base hit should tie this game up, and if you're Joey Arend, you're just looking to get a big second out here in the top of the second.
Another slider. That one's going to be inside for ball 2. Wheaton Warrenville South has not been chasing at many pitches outside the zone. That one on the outside corner, going to get the strike call. Now 2-2. Going to have to do his job here and put the ball in play.
Don't mind that take from Olszewski there, TJ. It just wasn't his pitch, and you definitely don't want to chase in a 2-1 count.
Here's a slider again. Caught looking. Olszewski's going to go down on strikes. That's a borderline pitch there, painting the inside corner. And now 2 outs. The first baseman, Jacob Conover, is going to come up and try to get this run in for Wheaton Warrenville South.
Yeah, and TJ, that's a beautiful pitch right there. Great setup, too. He's able to steal a strike call on that borderline fastball, and then he sets it up perfectly to go inside with a slider, completely freezes up Olszewski and sends him back to the dugout.
Here's a delivery from Arend. He's going to get that first pitch over, starting him off with a strike. Arend in the 0-1. That fastball is going to be left up, evening up the count at 1-1. Looks a little bit like Arend's trying to focus too much on the runner there at second base, taking away his focus from the batter.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 outs. I would just go attack the batter.
That's what he does there with that pitch. Going to be fouled off once again to the left side. These pitchers can't get their bats around to catch up with his fastball.
Yeah, and that's a thought process, especially when you go kind of up and in. It triggers a little bit more of a defensive swing from the batter. A lot of weak pop flies.
That one's going to be in the dirt, getting away from the catcher once again. Now moving his way up to third is John Jensen. The catcher, Mac Paul's having a little trouble keeping the ball in front of him now. Second pass ball this inning. Leaving a good opportunity here for the Tigers. Just a base hit away now from tying this ball game up at 1 apiece. Arend with the 2-2. Fastball. That ground ball's going up the middle, and it's going to find its way through, and now a tie ball game 1-1. The Tigers come back on 2 pass balls and a base knock there from Ryan DeMars.
Yeah, and you know, TJ, Arend hasn't given up hard contact yet, but you know, it's not always how hard the ball is hit. It's where you hit the ball, and there you see Conover go up the middle with that soft chopper, able to plate the run easily, and now we're all tied up at 1 apiece.
Arend coming back after letting up the run. That's going to be a ball on the inside half of the plate. There's a delivery, and that's a slow tapper picked up by Arend, but might not be in time. Close play, and he barely gets him just by half a step. And at the end of the top of the second inning, it's going to be 1-1 with Wheaton Warrenville South tying it up on a base knock from Jacob Conover. And that's going to do it here for us. We're going into the middle of the inning. Sherman coming back out now for his second inning of work. The leadoff hitter here for the Saints is Dylan McCabe.
Good first pitch curveball there. That had some great snap on it. Go right back to that one.
And we're going to be fouled off now in the 0-2 hole. Here's McCabe.
He went to the Sherman goes to the inside fastball there, TJ. Now I would go to a curveball in the dirt, see if you can't get him to chase. McCabe in the hole 0-2.
Sherman delivers. That one's going to be a high fastball. McCabe going to leave that one. That's a good eye. I mean, those high fastballs 0-2, you're looking for a fastball, especially with what Sherman's been bringing today. And laying off one of those high ones is always difficult. But he's going to try and look at another fastball, but this time it's right down the middle. So Sherman gets a strikeout looking for the first out here in the second inning.
Yeah, he went high with the fastball the last time. Then he brings it down to about knee high, just above the knees. Gets it called for strike 3. Just another great setup. That's strikeout number 2 for Sherman.
Going to start this one out with a ball that's going to be low. Sherman with the 1-0. That one's going to be in there high now. Sherman fires this one in there. That's going to be a slider, a foul ball off the batter's ankle.
Yeah, that never feels good. So are always the worst. TJ, what's the worst spot you could foul a ball off?
Right in that inside part of the ankle. I mean, unless you're Paul Reedy, last year in the playoffs, he fouled off a bunt straight back into his face and into his eye and needed stitches. So that also doesn't feel too good. But on a typical swing, definitely that inside part of the ankle.
I was hitting in the cage once and hit one straight off the ground. It bounced up and it hit me in the face.
And another strikeout there for Sherman. 2 up, 2 down. 2 Ks for the lefty.
The right fielder.
That's now gonna
22, Mason Darros.
Bring up Mason Darros here.
Good job by Sherman there with 2 strikes in the count. 2-2 count. He just goes right to the fastball, that middle outside part of the plate, and he gets at the bottom of the lineup. He can start to take advantage of maybe the weaker hitters and attack more with the fastball.
Sherman going back to the fastball on the outer half of the plate. He's going to miss this time. Fastball blows it by him. Now a 1-2 count for Sherman.
Yeah, and I know he's thrown 4 fastballs in a row, but I would go right back to that one. Go elevated fastball.
Does go to another fastball on the outer half of the plate. Just misses outside.
Wow, I don't agree with that one, TJ. I mean, that one's been a strike for Sherman. I know he's only pitched 1 inning, but for both teams, that one's been a strike all game so far.
Sherman, though, now delivering with a 2-2. Fastball gets him looking. 3 up, 3 down for Luke Sherman with 3 strikeouts, leaving the inning scoreless. And now with that being the end of the second inning, we will have to see if Wheaton Warrenville South can get another run here and take the lead going back to back. Scores 1-1. We have a great tie ball game here in the IHSA Regional Semifinals.
Leading off the top of the third for
Back now here for the start of the third inning. New pitcher here for the St. Charles Saints, Nate Moline on the mound now. But we do have a special guest here with us in the booth, none other than York Dukes pitcher Jacob Perry.
Thanks for having me on, TJ. Really appreciate it.
First pitch fastball, that's going to be on the outside part of the plate for a ball. And Jacob, this being your first year on the varsity team, you got to watch the last 2 years with the super sectional run and the Final Four run last year. What does it mean to be a part of a team that's done that 2 years in a row? And what are you looking forward to most in this year's playoff run?
I mean, we've been really close these last 2 years, and I think we just want to finish the job. It's a great time being part of a winning program that prides itself on, winning games the right way and making it far in the playoffs, and I think we've got the team to do it. I think we got the mindset to do it, and I think we're primed to make a big run.
What do you think separates this year's team from the two teams prior, and why you think that this team can finish that job that wasn't accomplished the last 2 years?
Well, I think it's easy to say we got Sloan, but that's kind of the cop-out answer. I just think that we got really good camaraderie as a team. I think we're all in it to win. Our goal coming into the season was to win state, and I don't think our mindset has really gone away from that, which I think has been good because we were kind of just grinding out every game and looking forward every game we win.
And last night, a 2-1 close game against Wheaton North, the 3 seed taking on the 14 seed with a walk-off from Nico Ruggieri. Obviously a little bit of a scary one. I know I was a little bit scared in that game, but how are you feeling going into that bottom of the last inning?
I mean, I don't know. I was really looking for a big momentum swing. I mean, Husey comes up, big swing, gets on second base, and we had the guys, Jeva and Danko, up to advance them. And I think as soon as Husey hit that double, I knew we were going to take that, get that runner in. And
sorry for interrupting there, Perry, but ground ball to the first baseman of St. Charles East, that being number 19, Dylan McQuade, picked up the bunt and went to go tag the runner, but he missed the tag, and Chris Myers evaded it, getting safely to first base. I believe St. Charles East coach is trying to argue he was out of the baseline. But nonetheless, first and second now with no outs for the Tigers, with a good opportunity here with Jack Colozzi now batting for him to take the lead here in the third inning. Any thoughts on that play just there, Perry?
I don't know. I kind of have a bad angle here, but I mean, seems like the right call. Yeah, I don't know why he went for the tag. That's a risky move. You never know. Ball could fall out of your mitt. We'll see what happens here. Well, this guy's got some good stuff.
Yeah, fastball's going to get in there for strike one for Moline. Moline getting the sign, looking to deliver. Coluzzi waiting.
Long set.
Here comes the pitch. Gonna ask if he goes. He holds up there. And that's a big hold now. 1-1 instead of 0-2. Still very much a hitter's count, and Moline's gonna have to find a way to shake that one off, regardless of what he thought, if it was a swing or not, and come right back at him, getting a strike here. Moline fastball hit on the ground. Great diving play.
What a play.
Flip, and he gets the out at second base. What a play there from the shortstop, James Feigelson. Diving play, flips it behind his back on the ground and gets the out at second.
Number 27.
I mean, just getting the ball by itself was saving them a run. If that gets through, that's definitely going to be a Tigers lead. But now first and third with one out.
Looks like his sunglasses broke on that one. Oh, what a play. That's one of the best high school plays I've ever seen.
It's definitely a memorable one. I mean, that's a big one, too, in this point in the game, because if Moline can get out of this jam now. You're gonna have to look back at that play later if St. Charles East comes out on top and be like, if he doesn't come up with that ball and get that out, probably not the same outcome.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was getting thrown off the bat.
One-0 count now here. Mason Montz in the batter's box. Gonna take ball 2 on the outer half. Very close pitch. That pitch has been going either way for most of this ball game so far. Looking for time, doesn't get it. Fastball in the dirt, 3-0 now. Dangerous spot here. We'll have to see if St. Charles East, Wheaton Warrenville South's coaching staff is going to give Montz the green light or not. Ground ball could mean double play ball, but more times than not, you will see a run out of a ball in play, but that's going to be ball 4 up and into Montz. Now making the bases loaded with just 1 out.
The designated
St. Charles East coach is coming out to the mound now. Jace Marinell going to have an opportunity here to get the lead to the Tigers.
Courtesy runner coming in for Wheaton Warrenville South, number 20, Sean Doherty.
Perry, what do you think the coaching staff is saying here to their infield? You know, bases loaded, big spot here. You want to keep this game close. There's only 1 out.
I would play the corners in, especially with the bases loaded. You got that force out on at the plate. I think anything hard to the corners will be a throw home. I think he's also telling his middle guys that anything in the hole, you got to try to knock it down, because at this level, a base hit with a guy on second and third, that's going to be 2 runs. And as we've seen in the playoffs, games are nail biters, so you can't let them get any runs due to like a lack of a dive or something to knock the ball down.
Warrenville South getting into it over there, trying to hype up their batter, Jace Marinell. Corners are in here for the Saints. Here's a delivery from Moline. That one's going to get over strike 1.
That's always going to be a very good pitch. So pitch after a mound visit, he obviously wants to get ahead here, especially in this situation.
Moline comes set and delivers home. That's going to be an off-speed line drive, and that's going to be a double play, and they're going to get out of it. Great play there from the first baseman, Dylan McQuade, collecting himself after that error early on in the inning, and he's going to get this team out of it, staying deadlocked at 1 apiece.
That's a big play. Getting back, he made that error early in the inning, and he got his team right back in it without giving up any runs.
We're going to step aside here for the half inning and watching IHSA playoff baseball right here on York Sports Network. After the outstanding play from McQuade to keep this game at 1-1, the Saints trying to keep that momentum going here in the bottom of the third. Luke Sherman does a good job here getting that first pitch slider over for a strike. Always important to get the first strike of the inning after a big momentum swing. One and one count now. Manerick the batter. Sherman delivers, and that one's going to hit McNarick in the back. He's going to take his base, and that's now going to bring up the top of this Saints order.
Batting next for the Saints.
Now in a dangerous spot. Momentum in the side.
Yeah, that's just not really what you want to start off the inning, especially after your team couldn't convert with bases loaded. Now you're looking to Sherman to keep this one at 1-1, and putting the go-ahead run on in 3 pitches does not help.
Greenspan turns around a bunt. He does pull back, but it is a strike regardless. That one getting in there. Now 0-1 count here for Sherman. Looked as though he was trying to quick pitch Greenspan. Throwing this one over, getting back in plenty of time is Manerick. Sherman going right back over. That's going to be a balk call. So now Manerick's going to get over to second base. And Sherman's trying to ask the umpire what he did wrong there.
Not really sure what he said his leg went back, but I don't know if I really saw him turn back. Nonetheless, it's going to be a balk call, and that's going to send the man into a scoring position.
Gets the bunt down. Great job there. Sherman, no one covering the bag. First baseman Jacob Canover came into play the bunt, and the second baseman was late. So now first and third, no outs, and Sherman's got himself in a jam. He's going to have to find a way to work out of this one.
Well, that might have been one of the worst pitches you could have tried to lay a bunt on. It was up and away, and he just stuck his bat out. Instead, it rolls perfectly. No one's covering the bag. And Greenspan is able to just hustle over to first base. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
First pitch is going to be popped up to shallow center field or left field. There is going to be a play at the plate. No, going back is the base runner Manerick. Great play there from the outfielder, number 3, Nico Olszewski.
That's a great job by Olszewski out in left field. I mean, he does it perfectly. He gets behind the ball, then comes in to catch it. He already has his momentum going home. Perfect throw to the catcher all the way down there, and I mean, it's just a great job to prevent a run.
Sherman with the off-speed delayed run. Sherman's going to catch it, fires it to third, and he's going to get back just in time, and Eric almost caught sleeping. The delay steal almost gets the Tigers out of position, but Sherman doing a good job of catching that ball halfway, but I think that throw was intended to go all the way through.
That's some good awareness by Sherman, just recognizing that Manerick over at third wasn't really paying that much attention, and almost gets him out, but he's able to dive just in the nick of time.
Sherman now down 2-0 in the count. Now 3-0.
I bet he's missing he's trying to work in, but he keeps missing up, and now at 3-0, you just really need to find one in the zone.
Sherman fires that one in there, and that's going to be a strike. 3-1 count now on the slider to Joey Arend.
Yeah, fastball wasn't really working out in his favor that time. He goes to the breaking ball and works out perfectly, able to get it over for a strike, and now he's got a chance to get back into this at bat.
Strike 2 now to Arend on the high fastball.
As back-to-back fastball wasn't working out, back-to-back breaking balls there, and he able to get 2 strikes on Arend, and now Sherman's got a chance to completely get back in this at bat. Well, he's already back in this at bat. Put it away.
Sherman on the outside half is going to catch him looking. Arend. That's going to be a huge strikeout for Sherman after having the inning starting off at first and third with no outs. Now it is going to be second and third, 2 outs, back-to-back outs for Sherman. And a strong possibility that he can get out of this jam he put himself in. Sherman will lead this one off with a fastball, almost getting by the catcher. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, he went low in, it bounced in. Good job to block it and knock it down. He's got to be careful, though. McPaul, the cleanup hitter, is up, so you just got to be aware of the situation.
Second pitch. Gonna miss a little bit low.
He's trying to work him down to induce a ground ball or a pop fly if he gets under it.
Yeah, you don't want to leave anything too much over the heart of the plate here for Paul.
No, that's exactly, but eventually you're going to have to bring it into the zone. He's been way low and a little bit inside. Well below the knees, almost to more of the shin area. So he's got to bring it up just a little bit, but you also have to be careful. If you bring it up too much, he can make you pay.
Sherman brings that slider way too high. Finds himself once again in a 3-0 count to back-to-back hitters. Sherman with the 3-0. Gonna find the inside part of the plate for the first strike.
He finds it there. Coach Mundell up here with us. He mentioned there is an open base. One of the great baseball minds we have here at York High School.
And there's going to be a ground ball. That one's going to get through. 1-1 scores. Right fielder can't pick it up cleanly. That's going to be 2 runs here for the Saints. Now with the lead 3-1 over Wheaton, Warrenville South. Huge play there. One man on now, 2 out. Sherman's got to bear down and finish off this inning.
Yeah, good job by
Coming into courtesy
Paul
run
as they
for
send
St.
in
Charles,
Cal
number 2,
Sitars.
Cal Sitars.
Sitars, I should say. It's a courtesy run for Mac Paul. That's a great piece of hitting. You know, he hits the low line drive into right field. There's a big hole over there. They had to shift on for him. And he just took that outside pitch that Sherman gave him and sent it opposite field, able to drive in 2 runs, and now it's a 3-1 game. That's a huge hit from Mac Paul, especially. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Sherman slider, that one slicing foul down the right field line.
I mean, he got exactly what he was looking for. It's a 3-0 at bat. He had the 3-0 take sign. He takes a pitch down the middle, and then now that Sherman was back in the at bat, he had to go right to it, and unfortunately, falling behind 3-0 in the beginning of that at bat cost him.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit too much plate given. Like you were mentioning, cleanup hitter Mac Paul. You never want to give too much to him, especially with the open base. But that time he did, and Paul made him pay.
And the walk wouldn't. I don't think the walk would. The walk would not have been the end of the world, even if it was a 4-pitch walk. I don't really think it would have mattered because you still want to keep it low for a guy like that. Now you know for next time because he left it about belt high and he just sent it to the opposite field. That's 2 runs that you just are wondering about.
Here's the delivery on the outside half. Strike 3 called. He gets the corner, finds himself getting out of it, but not after St. Charles East puts up 2 runs and takes the lead 3-1.
Immediately located right behind home plate, a wonderful selection of both refreshments and snacks to check out.
Top of the fourth inning getting underway here at York High School. St. Charles East putting up a 2-spot in the bottom of the third, now with a 3-1 lead. Moline still on the mound. Jensen in the batter's box from the left side. That one's going to go in for a ball. Moline comes set. Delivers home. That one also going to be outside. Now in an 0-2 hole.
John Jensen with the soft single his last time up.
Squares around a bunt. Pulls back in time. Moline struggling to find the strike zone here in his second inning of work.
I don't mind Jensen going around. I don't think his intention was ever to really lay one down, but he recognized that third baseman was so deep. Wow. That's not a great call right there, TJ. I mean, that is ball four. That's really generous on a 3-0 count. I mean, Moline has been missing there, and then he goes a little bit more outside. He gets called for a strike.
And after that strike call, now works it to a full count. That ball appeared to be on the other half of the batter's line, on the opposite side of the plate.
Yeah, when you're calling it outside, I don't think it should really be anywhere further past that line.
Going to be a shallow shot from John Jensen. That's going to fall in there, so he's going to start off the fourth inning with a base knock.
Works out in his favor, TJ, because you know what are better than walks? Hits, raise the batting average. You know, it doesn't do too much. It's in on the hands, gets it slicing towards that shallow left side, and he gets it to drop in for his second soft hit, but a hit's a hit, as they say.
Green's been playing in on the grass over on the left side. Delivery going to be a little bit high. That's going to be ball 1-2. Nico Olszewski.
You know, Olszewski got caught looking last time. It just wasn't one of his best at-bats. He was taking a lot of what I thought were pretty good pitches that you could try and take a hack at, but nonetheless he took them for called strikes and eventually got frozen up on a good breaking ball from Joey Arend.
Once again showing Moline's having a little bit of trouble with his command right now. Feathering off to that right side of the plate to both righties and lefties. With the 2-0, scoring around a bunt, he will find the strike zone there on that one, but typically what you'll see with pitchers is that if the batter is is batting on the opposite hand, you'll see them struggle a bit with that outside half of the plate, but once that righty-righty or lefty-lefty matchup comes in, normally they can find their sweet spot. And that's what appears to be happening here with Moline, as he evens the count at 2-2.
You know, he started behind in both batters this inning, and he's worked his way back to either evening the count out or making it full. So he's getting back, but I feel like if it doesn't start in that hole, it opens up his pitch selection a lot more. But now to Olszewski, who's already been frozen up by a breaking ball. In a 2-2 count, I would see if he couldn't sneak a slider by him here.
There is a slider. Didn't break enough to find its way into the strike zone. Able to foul that one off as Olszewski. Nice job there, just doing something with a pitch you really can't do much with and giving himself another opportunity here.
Yeah, Moline with the right idea, just couldn't execute it well enough. You saw the catcher setting up outside.
And there it is. Finding the outside part of the plate with the slider like he was most likely trying to do the pitch before. Olszewski going down once again on strikes. Now one out here in the top of the fourth inning.
TJ, that to me is a hitter that did not recognize the last pitch being a slider. You know, he got caught looking in his first at-bat off the slider, and then that looks like a hitter once again who maybe thought that was a changeup that missed up high. So then when Moline goes back to the slider and is able to get it, Olszewski didn't recognize it, and that's why he got caught looking for the second time today.
Canover's going to foul that first pitch back off into the backstop. Canover with the lone RBI here for the Tigers in this game. A throw over there from Moline. Home count. Moline comes set. Fires home. Slider on the outside half of the plate. Won't get the call. Even it up here at 1-1.
Conover was responsible for tying the game up with that soft RBI base hit. Nonetheless, he got the job done, and he's got an opportunity here to move a runner into scoring position, but Moline's giving him some trouble as now he finds himself down in a 1-2 hole. Now he's got to protect with one out.
Moline once again firing over to first base. John Jensen is staying on his mind. To be quite honest, not really that big of a lead over there.
No.
But he is going to go on this one. Strike him out. Chance to throw him out, and he does. Great throw there from behind the plate for St. Charles East. Mac Paul, the man who just got 2 RBIs last inning, is going to throw out John Jensen trying to steal second base to end the fourth inning. Luke Sherman back out for his 4th inning of work. Gonna get the first one in there for a strike on a foul ball to batter number 19, Dylan McCabe. Sherman comes set. Fires this one home. That one's going to be left up high for ball 1.
Yeah, it looked like a curveball that just couldn't break. He's had a couple nice ones, but Sherman's also had a couple of 12-6 curves that have just been way too high.
Sherman with another off-speed pitch, this time fouled back. Now getting ahead 1-2. He got the batter right where he wants him and can go to any pitch that he chooses.
I'd like to see him go elevated fastball, see if he can't blow one by it. He's got 6, 7, 8 coming up this inning, so we can take advantage of that.
Will be a fastball, but that one low and in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, Mason Mons.
Hey, he just held onto it for just a bit too long and spikes it. Maybe trying to go paint the outside edge or go upstairs with it.
Sherman fires. Once again, fouled back and staying alive is McCabe. There is some action down over in the St. Charles East bullpen. They are already on their second pitcher, so we'll have to see who and when they decide to bring him in.
Maybe more of a bullpen day if you're trying to save arms for Saturday, if you're trying to keep the pitch counts low.
Yeah, they only threw a run 2 innings, and last year in the sectionals, St. Charles East, Joey Run was their guy that pitched against York, actually. As that's a fly ball tailing left, diving attempt, and he's not going to be able to get it, but it will go foul. Good effort there by Nico Olszewski. But staying alive here is McCabe, who has another opportunity and a full count.
And McCabe working up a really nice at bat here, TJ. And now it's Sherman's time to kind of find his pitch. I would maybe go back, see if he can't pick up an extra mile, an hour or two on the fastball and blow one past him.
Sherman outside half, and he's going to get him for a strike 3. Sherman recording another strikeout here, having a good day on the mound.
Batting next for the Saints.
And that's going to be
baseman number 26.
Another strikeout, first out of the inning,
Perez.
coming back and winning that full count battle.
Yeah, strikeout number 7. Sherman paints that one perfectly. Does a great job on the outside, working on the outside part of the plate.
Good pitch from Sherman on the 0-0 slider in the dirt. Gets him swinging. Now ahead, we'll have to see what he goes with here. Sherman slider on the outside. Going to get that one for a strike as well. Now into an 0-2 hole is Antonio Perez.
With slider inside, then slider outside. Now he can really go throw whatever he wants and go wherever he wants with the location.
Going to be a fastball on the outside and another strikeout for Luke Sherman. Now up to 8 on the day in just the 4th inning.
I almost thought that was going to be called a ball, but really late call. But nonetheless, that's exactly what I was talking about, TJ. He went inside with the breaking ball, outside with the breaking ball. Now that allows him to open it up. That time he elected fastball, frees him up on the outside part of the plate.
Sherman will miss the outer half there. Starting off the Daros with a 1-0 count.
Now Sherman's doing a great job kind of setting up each of his pitches. You know, when he's in his groove, you're really looking at the second and his second inning of work. When he was in his groove, each pitch that followed the last was kind of set up based off of each other, and that's kind of what he's doing to start this inning, as he's already struck out the first 2 batters of the inning. And he looks to do that against Mason Daros, although he is behind 2-0, so we'll see what Sherman can do to get himself back into this at-bat.
Going with a fastball low, bouncing in, 3-0 count now. Last time Sherman was in a 3-0 count, it led to a run with no runners on base. You would expect him to go right at the batter. Slider going to be called for strike 1. Daros definitely thought that was a ball.
Sherman has had his fair share of 3-ball counts so far in this game, but he's done a great job to work back from them.
That's going to be a line drive to left field, and that's going to be a base knock there for Mason Daros. He's going to get things going with a single, now bringing up Devin Manerick with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, and you know, TJ, that time he got slider on the last one, but he was able to hang it up, and he was able to get a slider over for a strike on the 3-0 count. The next time he goes back to it, he hangs it up, and Daros just slaps it, a hard line drive into left field for a base hit. Just a really good piece of hitting on 3-1, waiting back on that breaking ball. Now Sherman facing Devin Manerick, the 9-hole hitter. He's got a chance to get out of this with no damage.
Sherman misses there. Not exactly sure where.
Guess maybe a little bit upstairs.
Definitely wasn't lower outside. Fastball, though, going to be right down the middle for strike 2. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Sherman's got to get out of it here. Does not want to face the top of the order with 2 guys on.
In a prime spot, I would go with that right back to that outside fastball.
Sherman slider, roll over to the second baseman. That one's going to be picked up, and play will be made, but great hustle there from Manerick. Taking his sweet time was the second baseman. And that's going to wrap up the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and a roll-me-over ground ball to wrap up the 4th inning. Ryan DeMars, the man who ended the inning off with that ground ball play at second base, is leading it off here. Gonna hit that ball into foul territory. Barely getting down as McCabe made a good running effort, but not there in time. Oh, on count now here for DeMars. Moline staying out there for his third inning of work.
That bullpen quiet now. They did have someone warming up, so you just wonder, maybe they'll get him throwing once again, or if Moline's on a pitch count, and if he hits it this inning, then he'll be coming out.
Moline going to find the zone for strike two. Moline struggling a little bit in the strikes department, but he's got three in a row here as that ball's going to find its way out of play.
Strikes department called back.
38 pitches, 21 strikes for Moline.
He's hovering around that 55% mark. It's not.
That one going to be way outside.
Wow. I mean, strike percentage is okay. Nothing special.
Definitely want to be closer to that
65%
mark.
And that was always my goal, if I could do 65 in an appearance.
And strike three down looking.
Batting next for the Tigers, the right fielder, number 21.
Great slider right there. I mean, it's just completely freezing up DeMars. That strikeout number 3 for Moline, and that was a great at-bat by him. A lot of strikes, and he's set up perfectly for the slider. Just DeMars had no answer. I mean, he just wasn't really expecting it. Hadn't seen it all at-bat.
Yeah, I mean, ball definitely down the middle. Couldn't have gone it any other way. It wasn't like it was a borderline call. Just fooled on that slider from Moline.
I mean, TJ, when you're on the mound, is there just kind of like that one pitch for certain hitters that you are just kind of waiting to throw them off guard if you get him in that 2-strike count early?
Yeah, especially when you're when you're deep into a count, you want to hold on to a certain pitch. As that's a chopper to second base, fielded cleanly, and the play is made over to McCabe, as Antonio Perez takes care of that one for the second out. But going back to what you were saying, Connor, there's always,
number 4,
you don't typically want to throw all 3 of your pitches
in the first 3 pitches.
Exactly. You want to hold on. You can mix up a little bit. Sometimes an off speed, whether that's your changeup or your breaking ball, and mix that with a fastball, and
so what
go
are
to
you
that
holding
third
on to?
one. It all depends on the batter.
I mean, for me, normally I would hold on to my curveball, and then depending on the batter, if I know he would chase a lot, I would sometimes hold on to my split, or just if I can get him to a quick 2-strike count.
That ball's gonna be popped up back out of play. I'm just gonna take an assumption there and say somebody made a play back behind the booth
by the concession stand.
Yep.
Probably one of the baseball guys.
You would assume so. Whole York Dukes baseball team in attendance for the game today.
Let's take a guess. Who do you think it was?
Saying the direction of where it was hit, I would want to assume it's one of the guys running concessions, so either Ryan Lazowski or Josh Fleming. I believe those are the 2 main concession workers amongst the players.
Could have been someone that was hanging out there. I'm going to go for a curveball there. I'm going to say it was Paul.
Paul Reedy?
Yeah, my money's on Paul.
Moline, ground ball to shortstop. That one picked up by Feigelson, fired over to McCabe, and that's going to do it here for the top of the 5th inning.
Once again, fans, don't forget
St. Charles East getting it through another inning of work, 1, 2, 3. And now trying to extend this lead that they already have, which is 3-1 Saints. Top of the order here, due up for the St. Charles East Saints as Greenspin's going to lead things off for us as Sherman fires in for ball one. Sherman already at the 73 pitch mark just here at the start of the bottom of the fifth.
I think they're going to let him keep going unless he gets into some trouble.
Line drive, and that's going to be an error by the shortstop. Yes, a jumping play, but much other as a routine line drive right to him. That error made by Chris Myers. That's his second error of the day.
Sam Frosto.
Wow, I mean, that's just unfortunate. I mean, it was right in the glove, and as he started to come down, it just popped out. Looked like he had it all the way. I mean, he timed it perfectly. Just couldn't come down with it. Quite unfortunate. And, I mean, that never helps your pitcher. I mean, Sherman's about to get a two-pitch out. Now it's a two-pitcher runner. Or, I'm sorry, yeah. Runner and two leadoff men on and two pitches.
Throw back the other way, not in time. Greenspin is going to get back in safely. 1-1 count now here for Sherman. Sam Frosto looking to get the runner over here. Official scorebook does rule that as a hit in the books, if you want to consider game changer official.
I consider my pen and paper official, TJ.
And what does the pen and paper say?
It says base hit.
So the same thing as a game changer.
Game changer looks at my paper. I don't know. I just think if he didn't have to jump, it would have been an error, but because he had to leap in the air, it was also not hit very softly.
Now we're going to sneak in on the outside corner. 2-2 count now. Frost going to have to do a job here and get the base runner over.
That's a great pitch from Sherman, low and away. Frosto just couldn't find the heart to go around and try and lay it down.
Good spot there from Sherman, but leaves it upstairs. Full count now. No outs in the inning.
And you know, TJ, depending on the umpire, I know, like as a pitcher, as pitchers, we'd adjust to where we would go for 2 strikes, but I think Sherman might have found his spot. I mean, his groove, the reason he's racked up all 8 strikeouts today is really from I would say, that low to belt high outside edge fastball. I mean, that's just been his pitch, his go-to, especially with 2 strikes, if a batter keeps fouling off pitches.
Sherman trying to find that same spot you were just talking about, Connor, but going to leave it a little bit low.
Batting next for the Saints.
So now with 80 pitches in this game,
Choi,
runners on first and second. It looks like Sherman's day might be coming to a close here. And it will be, as the Tigers will be electing to bring in a lefty in relief. So after the mound visit, Warrenville South elects to keep Luke Sherman out there to see if he can work himself out of this jam.
Not just a mound visit, running the next guy out to the field. Just something you don't see every day.
A run the batter. Sherman the fake. Move over to second base. Sherman 81 pitches in. Fires this one in there. That one's going to find its way down the middle for strike one. Gets a red looking.
Yeah, good changeup to start it off. I don't think we've seen. That might have been the first first pitch changeup we've seen all game, and it kind of throws hitters for a loop, especially with a guy like Arend. You're trying to throw him off, keep him on his off balance, can't let him get his get settled.
That ball going to be up high. 1-1 count now.
And Arend is definitely a dangerous hitter. I mean, he's got that 6'1" frame, 190 pounds. Can hit the ball in the upper 90s. So you don't want to leave one over the heart of the plate.
Good spot there from Sherman, outside corner. Now a 1-2 count. This is exactly what you wanted from him, going right at Arend. Not falling behind here in another count. Now with an opportunity here to start his work to get out of this jam.
Sherman's really made some great adjustments after giving the RBI base hit. He caught Arend looking last time. He's in a great spot right now. 1-2.
Sherman fires in. That one's going to be slicing just foul. Almost hitting the third base coach. Staying alive, though, Arend. We'll get to see another pitch here. Sherman delivers the pitch. High fastball. Gets past Arend for another strikeout. 9 on the day for Luke Sherman. And now an opportunity for one more pitch to get himself out of this situation with a double play. That's definitely what this team is looking for right now.
Another dangerous hitter, Mac Paul. Up to bat. Drove in 2 with that RBI single, and I think the biggest key for Sherman here is don't get behind in the count. He's in a 3-0 spot, and Paul delivered the RBI.
But here's a ball smoked into the left center field gap. That one's going to fall. Coming around third base now. And that's going to be a 1 RBI double as Greenspin scores another RBI for Mac Paul. And now runners on second and third with 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, and I mean, TJ.
Batting next for the Saints.
Fortunate enough, it was only 1 run, but like right as I say, you can't fall behind in the count. Sherman just leaves one just a bit too high. It was a fastball. Out belt high, and Paul just crushes it in that left center gap. That's it to fall. Now Fiegelson is going to try and tack on the runs.
Infield now in for the Saints. 0-1 count. Fastball left upstairs. Infield will be playing in. They need to keep this game where it is. Can't let up any more runs. Low pitch, great scoop there from the catcher. It definitely looked like that ball was getting by, but Montz gloves that one.
Oh, wow, looked great. I mean, just so clean. Not sure if that was luck or if he practices that, but nonetheless, it looked great. That gets by him. That's a run, so he also saved another insurance run for St. Charles East.
And Sherman now just showing signs of fatigue, losing some zip on that fastball, and losing his control that he was showing off on the earlier innings of this ball game.
Yeah, now the question comes, how much tank does he have left in the gas before he's completely done?
He will find the strike zone there on that 3-0 pitch, finding himself in another 3-1 count.
Giving up 4 runs, only 3 of them been earned, but pitch number 90 on its way.
Outside corner, and he finds it. Sherman battling back now, but you do have to wonder if he can't get this batter out here, his day will most likely be done. Sherman delivers. Ground ball is going to get through. St. Charles East is sending their man around third. Play at the plate. That ball's going to go off the runner. Sherman's there to pick the ball up. But that's another 2 runs for the Saints, now lead up to 6-1 on the base knock.
Batting next for the Saints, the first baseman
from James Feigelson.
Dylan McQuade.
And again, just an unfortunate outcome. I mean, if I honestly think that if the infield's not in, they have a chance to glove that, and that's only 1 run. But instead, because it's second and third, they have to go home, and unfortunately, that's going to end with Six runs being scored on Sherman. Only 4 allowed though. But 7 hits. But another solid outing from him. Pitching change coming up.
I did. Back now after the pitching change. Ryan Adler on the mound for the Tigers. 1 out. Curveball way upstairs above the batter's head. 1 man on base. Adler looking in for the sign, working in against Dylan McCabe. That one's going to be outside, ball 2.
I think 6 and 7 are 2 crucial batters you're going to have to retire if you're looking to get out of this inning. I mean, they're 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts combined. And starting off with 3 pitches not even close is just not going to help you.
It's the pitch, ball 4, so
Wow. They just called that a strike? Out? What just happened?
He walked in front of the plate in front of the catcher.
still waiting to see what happened here.
So he's back to the dugout. Not a lot of argument. I'm not really sure what.
Batting next for
Yeah,
the
so
Saints,
clearly the coach
second
understands what
baseman,
happened.
number 26,
Obviously,
Antonio Perez.
It was something-
McCabe doesn't understand.
Yeah, it was something when. Yeah, I think it was something when he was going to. He thought it was ball 4. He was going. The little motion he made across the plate had something to do with it. What in the world? At first I thought he just called it a strike. But then I realized he was called out. Nope, so they change it.
So I believe that we'll have to see if he just goes back up to the plate.
So would that be a no pitch or would that be a strike?
It's going to be called a strike.
Yeah.
You see something new every day.
Yeah. I have never seen that before.
Now with the 3-1 though, that one's going to be inside near McCabe, and he's going to end up receiving that walk anyways.
Now batting next for the Saints, the second baseman.
So now
number
first and
26,
second one out.
Antonio Perez.
And Adler's coming to this game and struggled.
Basically thrown 5 balls. Counting the last pitches. Not even sure what to count it as. Now with the bottom of the lineup coming up, though, this is your chance.
Adler starts that one off with a strike.
He goes elevated fastball there. Gets a chase from Antonio Perez. Good job. Starting it off strong with swinging strike.
Second one in the dirt. Only going to be stopped, though. Mons has done a good job back there being a wall. Adler delivers. Ball right back at him off the ankle. He's got a chance to make the play. Flips it to first base, but throws it away. Now coming home for St. Charles East is number 27, James Feigelson. And that's another run here for St. Charles East. And it definitely looks like Adler is in some pain.
Yeah, so that would have been an infield single, but then when he made the flip, he throws it away, and that error allows him to come around and the run to come around and score. Yeah, first and third. He seems to be okay. I mean, it'll probably hurt more in the moment, and once he got a second, he's all good. But that's never feels great to get a ball hit off your ankle.
First pitch ball.
This continues now with the lead extending to 6 runs. I mean, St. Charles East has the opportunity to end it this inning if they really keep the foot on the gas, TJ.
Yeah, Connor. 7-1. They score 4 more runs here. That will be a slaughter rule.
I'd say it's highly unlikely, but I mean, I've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, and Adler's starting to find the strike zone with a little bit more consistency now.
Yeah, so that's definitely good, and he's got 8 and 9 right now, so he might be a little bit more comfortable to go attack the zone early in these at-bats with the fastball.
There's going to be a 1-2 fastball fouled off over to the right side.
I think now would be a great time to maybe sneak in a changeup. Throw off the speed. He's gone straight fastballs to Darrow so far.
Something off speed for sure. Adler going to step off and regather himself.
I only did mention changeup because of...
Pickoff.
Nearly.
Got him, ball thrown, trying to get into a pickle, but they're just going to get the out instead. So now 2 outs. McQuade stays over at third base. Nicely done there from Adler and the first baseman, Jacob Canover, to get that out.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfectly executed by the lefty on the mound. I mean, he totally made it seem like he was about to go home and then threw over to first base. Did that to perfection.
Adler's going to strike him out on the next pitch. Going to ending this inning. 4 runs put up. Starting off with a single and a run later scored off a James Feigelson single that started off the scoring. Sherman's Day ending set with 4.1 innings, 7 runs, 9 walks, and Adler coming in and finishing off the job there for the bottom of the 5th.
Leading off the top of the sixth for Wheaton, Warrenville South, the third baseman, number 17, Jack Coluzzi.
Start of the sixth inning here after the 4 spot put up by St. Charles East, looking to shut this game down. Cole Ridgway into the game on the mound. Going to start us off with a ball in the dirt. Your batting is none other than number 17, Jack Coluzzi, the third baseman. Here's a delivery. That one left just upstairs. 2-0 count now. Here's the 0-2, and that one's going to find its way in on the inner half of the plate. Two count. Ridgway coming home. Slider. That ball smashed to the left side of the field. It's going to find its way through the third base and a shortstop gap. Going to be a base knock there for Coluzzi, and now that brings up Mason Mons.
Yeah, slider just left way too high, TJ, and just underneath the numbers, and he just smacks it in the 5-6 hole for a leadoff base hit. And now you have 3, 4, 5 coming up with a chance to cut to this lead that St. Charles East holds.
Ridgway coming home. Going to put a fastball down the middle for strike one. Mons probably won't see a better pitch than that. And that's that bat. Slider. That one a pretty good spot too. He's going to get the slider past him. 0-2 count now for Ridgway. Mons looking to protect here. And that's exactly what he does, following that one back over the backstop. This count remains 0-2. And Mons fine to see another pitch.
Good job, just kind of throw the hands at it. It will stay alive. Don't know if it's going to be called a ball or a strike, but you can't hit it.
Mons that leaves that one upstairs, now 1-2. Coluzzi the runner over at first base. Ridgway throwing over to first base, back in plenty of time is Coluzzi. Trying to catch him off guard there, off balance. Mons choking up heavily here. Slider low and away. That one we called a ball. 2-2 count now. No outs here in the top of the sixth inning, as the Tigers are trying to fight their way back into this ball game, down 7-1. Ridgway comes set. Fires this one. That's going to be a fastball. That ball shallow center field. Tough play, but play is made by Perez, the second baseman. Nice job by him getting out there, catching that one on the run. That's going to be out number one here in the sixth inning.
Yeah, that ball was kind of hitting no man's land, but a great job by Antonio Perez, coming over from second base, ranging all the way into shallow center field to make the play. That was some Gold Glove defense right there, if I say so myself, T.
Chase Marinell, now the batter here for the Tigers. Going to leave that first pitch, but it will find its way into the strike zone for strike one. Ridgway comes home. Slider, that one's going to be low. Ridgeway trying to paint that outside corner. Very close.
A nice frame, too, by Mac Paul. Couldn't steal the strike away. Just looked a little bit outside.
Ridgeway looking to even up the count here. The 2-1. Fastball hit on the ground towards the shortstop. Greenspin slips, makes a tough throw. Not in time, and that's going to be a base hit there for Jason Marinell. And now with runners on first and second, the center fielder John Jensen is coming up to the plate.
The Tigers, the
This one was
fielder,
really deep in the sixth
#1,
pocket.
John
And,
Jensen.
he kind of just brings them back and off the back foot. Strong throw, just brings the first baseman, Dylan McCabe, off the bag. Nothing you can really do about that one, T.
Yeah, even if throw is on target there, most likely won't be in time. As once again, falling behind early in the count is Ridgeway.
More like a pitch out to me. I'm not exactly sure what the thought was there, but it looked like it could have been a pitch out. Maybe they thought he was going.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly expect the catcher to be still on third base here.
I wouldn't either. You never know.
Maybe he's got some secret speed behind those pads back there.
I mean, there's a lot of people with secret speed. Just like you, T.
Thanks, Connor.
Speed demon. He's coming for Nick Fisher's spot as the courtesy runner for the catcher.
2-0 fastball finds its way down the middle for strike one. More activity going on in the bullpen as St. Charles East has 2 men warming up, and Wheaton Warrenville South has 1.
Like the comeback from Ridgeway, really going back and kind of fighting from the 2-0. Makes it a 2-1 count, a really nice pitch. Look, it's just really get me back in the at-bat.
Jensen fouling that fastball back off. 2-2 count now. Runners at first and second, 1 out. 7-1 your score with St. Charles East in the lead. Here's Ridgeway. Curveball on the outer half, can't find the zone. Now full count here. Dangerous situation if you are St. Charles East. Ridgeway with the 3-2. Fastball fouled back off by Jensen. Doing a good job fighting off that pitch. Giving himself another chance here with the full count.
I like the idea to go the elevated fastball there, but now I think you're going to need to maybe get a little bit out of your comfort zone if you're Ridgeway and go with one of the off-speed pitches. Because Jensen's just on top of it. Just fighting him off. And it was exactly where Ridgeway wanted it, up and a little bit away. Jensen not proving to be a really tough out this time around.
Fastball, Jensen smokes one in another double play by St. Charles. That's the second time today a smoked line drive has gone directly into McCabe's glove where he was just had to step on to first base. If those two balls get through, we could be talking about a way different ball game here
yeah,
today.
Absolutely. I mean, that one was smoked off the bat. Second time it's happened today. Just so unfortunate. I mean, both the pit balls were hit really hard. Just a great leap up by McCabe. He's having himself a great day over at first base.
7-1 your score, double play ending Wheaton Warrenville South's opportunity to get back up on the scoreboard. And that's going to do it for us in the top of the 6th inning. Drew Egger now on the mound for St. Charles East as we get the bottom of the sixth underway. Comes in with a fastball down the middle for strike one. And always feels good to get that first strike out of the way coming out of the bullpen counter.
Yeah, especially, he definitely knows that this is a must out here. And two really good pitches. That was a great curveball to the 9-hole Devin Monerick.
Oh, 2 now for Egger. That ball's going to bounce in.
Like the pitch, went curveball, tried to get it a chase out the zone. Just couldn't get it to pick up. Couldn't get him to chase there.
Egger with the 1-2. That one's going to be right down the middle, catching him looking. That's going to be a strikeout here for Egger and the first out in the bottom of the sixth inning.
The third baseman, number 8, Jake Greenspan.
First pitch curveball. That one's going to be in there for a strike as leadoff man Jake Greenspan batting from the left side. Another lefty-lefty matchup here against Egger.
And I know they're still trailing by 6, but these last two bullpen pitchers have done their job, TJ. That's all you can ask for. Sherman gave it all he had, and so he couldn't go anymore. I mean, he was doing fine until he entered that 5th inning. That's when it kind of started to get out of hand. But to me, it's really just one rough inning.
Oh, and there's an error by the first baseman.
I don't know if it would have mattered because it looked like Egger slipped off the mound.
Yeah, no one was covering over at first base, but Jacob Conover couldn't hold on to the baseball.
Yeah,
Connor, going back to what you were saying, Sherman doing a good job up until that 5th inning, but first guy gets on, and
the rest is history.
Probably a way that he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember. Oh, look out!
Yeah, Egger diving out of the way, base knock up the middle. That ball smoked off the bat. Sam Frosto with the base hit. Runners now on first and second with one out.
I'm surprised he got out of the way. I mean, that is not a small human on the mound, TJ. Looks to be what, maybe 6'3", 6'4". I mean, that's a big person on the mound, and that was a low, hard line drive. I mean, back to what you were saying. I remember when I was younger playing baseball. I mean, my dad always told me it's just one bad inning, and that could change the entire trajectory of a game. I mean, even sometimes the bad inning seems inconsequential in the beginning, but later it comes back to bite you. I remember my dad took me in 2016 to watch during the Cubs World Series run. We went to Game 2 of the NLCS. They lost. Dodgers had Clayton Kershaw on the mound. It was one swing of the bat that lost them the game. It's a home run to right center field. So, I mean, it all comes in different forms, but
yeah, I mean, you think about it, you get that first guy out in that inning, and you don't hit into 2 double plays that most of the time don't happen. You could be looking at a completely different ball game as that ball's tailing in left field, but that ball is caught by Nico Olszewski, and that's going to be the second out here. So now with 2 outs, 2 runners on base, coming up to the plate here is Mac Paul, who's done a lot of damage here today for St. Charles East.
Yeah, 2 for 3, 3 RBIs with an extra base hit. I mean, you have got to be careful here. If you're Egger on the mound, you got to be aware this is a dangerous hitter, and you maybe want to pitch him a bit more unconventionally than you would have for when you were facing a Rend.
Egger going with the fastball, gets it past Paul for strike 1.
Yeah, and I like that pitch. He's the last couple times he had been seeing first pitch breaking balls, especially after he had hit the first RBI base hit.
Egger delivers the 0-1. Fastball on the outside half of the plate, gets that call for strike 2. Now Paul in the 0-2 count's going to have to battle here to try and get a base knock and keep this inning going.
Hasn't really been frozen up too much today, but that's back-to-back fastballs he did not pull the trigger on.
And there's another fastball, this time in the dirt, getting away from the catcher. Both runners advancing now second and third. 1-2 count as the catcher, Mason Mons, cannot block that ball.
Yeah, definitely a wild pitch there, but still a 1-2 count, and now I would have liked to see him go breaking ball on that last one. Now it gets a little bit tougher because if you miss and you throw it in the dirt, that's another run that scores, but see what happens here.
Here's the delivery. Curveball smacked to the third baseman off the shin. There's going to be another 2 runs here for St. Charles East. Paul delivers once again with another 2 RBI single, and now bringing his day to 3 for 4.
Yeah, have yourself a day, Mac Paul. I mean, he has been incredible. 3 for 4, like you just mentioned, TJ. 5 RBIs. And, I mean, with the way he's been hitting, I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Number 27,
if you get runners on with him coming up, I mean, could be in for a lot of trouble. Doesn't get a lot easier. Now you got James Fiegelson, who had a 2 RBI base hit his last time up, back in the 5th inning.
Fieldson rolls over to third base. This time it's fielded cleanly. High throw. And they're going to get him off on the tag. As there's a bit of a collision down the first baseline, but that's going to wrap up the 6th inning. 9-1 your score with St. Charles East in the lead. And now all they have to do is come out here and shut the door in the top of the 7th. Now here for the top of the 7th inning. Well, Nico Olszewski going to be leading things off here for Wheaton Warrenville South. They got their work cut out for them, needing 8 runs to tie this ball game. First pitch strike will be called on the outer half of the plate for Ridgeway.
Yeah, they're looking to Ridgeway to close the door, so they don't have to use another arm. They still have 2 guys loose in the pen.
Oh, 2 count now. Ridgeway looking to put him away. Here's a delivery. That ball's chopped over to third base. It will be fair, and it gets a good bounce over the head of third baseman Jake Greenspin, and that's going to be a hustle double for Nico Olszewski. And that's definitely a start that you need if you are Wheaton Warrenville South.
Pinch hitting for the Tigers.
I don't think you see that one too often.
14, Corey Gull.
Well, you would be surprised on how often you actually do see that here at the York baseball field. But most other fields, typically you don't see the high choppers bounce up and over the third baseman's head, but you get a couple fun bounces while you're playing here at York.
I've seen my fair share of fun bounces at the field. I mean, there was one kind of ate up Nick Allen deep in the pocket to break up that no-hitter Ryan Sloan had going. I mean, it was just such an unfortunate bounce. I mean, if it bounces straight into the glove, he makes that play all day, but it forces him on his back foot.
Strike one called there.
Corey Gall, the pinch hitter, TJ, and he's in a big spot here if Wheaton Warrenville South wants to start to get themselves back into this game as they've got a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Goal's going to pop that one up. Going to be a tough play. Catcher is there. Great play there from Mac Paul. Getting the out. Now one out. Runner on second base with St. Charles East in the lead by 8. Here's DeMars now at the plate. First pitch going to be left upstairs for ball one. Ridgway coming home. Fastball in there for strike one. Evens up the count. Slider find its way in to the strike zone. Now 1-2.
Yeah, two really nice pitches that were both called for strikes, TJ. Now Ridgway with the door wide open for him to do whatever he wants here on this next pitch.
It's going to be another slider. Gets some swing. DeMars goes down on strikes. Now just one out away from victory. Is going to bring up number 21, Aiden Courts, the 9-hitter. If Ridgway can get this out here, they will advance to the regional finals on Saturday here at York against York at 11 a.m. First pitch, fastball, fly ball out to right field, and that should do it. And it is caught by none other than Mason Deros. And that's going to do it here at York High School. St. Charles East with the win, 9-1, winning the regional semifinals.
Yeah, TJ was really just all St. Charles East all the way. I mean, only one run put up by Wheaton Warrenville South. They only had 4 hits on the day, and it was just pretty much pure domination from the 5th inning on, and 9 runs, 10 hits for St. Charles East. And taking Joey Arend out after only 2 innings may pay off, as we were talking about earlier, as it's a pretty good chance he gets on the mound. And like you said, last year he was the guy when they faced off against St. Charles East, so look for that. I mean, and first pitch in the regional championship is at 11 a.m. Be sure to tune in for that. But a lot of tough outs in this lineup for York, but a great pitching staff as well, so we'll see how these two teams clash. Regional championship at 11 a.m. Be sure to watch.
And that's going to do it for us here. The last time I've been TJ Silkaitis, and alongside me has been Connor Choi. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night, and go Dukes.